All right. I think we are live on YouTube and Twitch now. So hello, everybody. We are still getting settled in. Give us about 5 minutes here before we get started at the end of the podcast. We're going to give some people time to trickle in here. And if you are here already, give us a like and, share us or whatever you are able to do to help us build that, algorithm shit. So those of you who don't know who we are Sacrilegious Discourse. We are a podcast who is now trying to do live on Twitch and YouTube. And we are reading the Bible for our first time. And it's me, husband, and wife who are doing this. And we
are atheists.
We are atheists. Yeah, that's the one.
Important.
Well, I'm sorry. I was trying to hold down the fort while my other counterpart was making their coffee. So, anyway, we are atheists, reading the Bible for our first time, commenting as we go through. We are not exactly safe for work. So if that's not your thing to hear like cuss words and shit, then, get. Yeah. And I think today we are going through, what is it? Ezekiel chapter 16. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So we'll be covering Ezekiel chapter 16 today. And it is kind of a longer episode, I believe. Mm-hmm. So this might be a little bit of a long episode. Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So that gives us more time to get people in here for the YouTube stuff,
Yeah.
And the true. Twitch.
That is true.
Hey, Dylan. And hey, Brady. I saw Brady in here too. So.
Hello to
hey, yeah. Oh wait, no, Brady's over at Twitch. Never mind. Brady switched places. Oh wait, Brady's in both. Damn.
Oh. That's so meta. Chapter though?
Am I going to like this chapter? Am I?
I think you are.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good sign. I like that. Like I said earlier, I think we're going to give this till about 10:55 before we actually get started to let people trickle in.
55?
I'm sorry. No, 10:35.
I was
like, my math, yeah, no, that was me. That was my bad.
Yeah.
10:35.
Like,
no, we're not sitting here for fucking half hour waiting for people. No.
I was like,
that ain't happening.
I got time in my life for that.
It says it's trying to reconnect.
Oh, that's exciting.
Can anybody tell if we're still fucking live or not? That's what's going on here. Yes, we have.
Just the kind of, because it's been stormy on and off.
Yes, we are still in Easy Kyle. Can somebody give me a just had a internet faux pas that made us not be live for a second, I think. Let's see here. That. Okay. Okay. Can you guys hear us? Okay, cool. All right. So sorry, we had a little bit of a internet glitch there apparently. So we're back, and I think are you ready to get into the episode?
That means I gotta put the cat.
It does mean you have to put the cat down. Yeah.
Well,
We're trying something different tonight, just FYI, which is that we each have our own mic, which we have not ever had before. So that's exciting. But, you know, things tend to blow up when we do things differently. So we'll see how this goes. But that didn't have anything to do with our internet. That was just an ongoing issue we've been having today. Are you putting down the cat at some point? Here?
Down the cat. It's just that she
Yeah, I see that.
I know.
Do cats ever want you to put them down?
No.
Our cat specifically?
No. Who doesn't? You pretty?
Just to put it out there one more time, anybody who's joining us, if you haven't already, give us a like so that we can help get those algorithms going and maybe get some more people in here. Make the math happen, yeah. And then, wife, are you ready to do this?
Oh, let me get a yawn out real quick.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Oh, let me get a sip of my coffee real quick.
Dagny says hi back, I think.
Got her back to all of us.
Yeah,
maybe
well,
she doesn't
maybe
say hi.
We're just going to pretend that she did, so.
Say hello on Dagny's behalf.
Yes.
Oh, Dagny.
All right. Are you ready, wife?
I am ready, husband.
Okay, let's do this. 3, 2, 1.
Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened last week, forever ago?
Let's redo that, because honestly, I don't. Yeah, and I was not ready. Hang on just a moment.
I saw your face. Your eyes were like, oh, shit.
Yeah, no, I forgot the one thing that I normally, yeah.
And you're like, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I was, and I wasn't. Yeah.
That was the best.
Is it the best?
Mark your boards. Mark your bingo boards.
Yeah. Right.
Husband asks, are you ready 100 times, but then isn't.
Let's see. All right. Let's see here. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
It was about vines.
It was about vines. Yeah.
And how useless.
Right. Oh, it says, oh no, wife's audio quality is not great.
I did nothing. It's not my fault.
It's not your fault.
Nope.
Give it a shot now. Talk into the.
Hello.
Talk normal.
I'm talking normal.
How does wife sound now?
With me, Obi-Wan. My only hope.
You're talking awfully quiet compared to. Sing a song.
Sing us a song, said the Brady guy. Sing us a song tonight.
Brady. It's Brady.
I'm sorry.
It is Brady,
It
but
says
you know.
Brady, so that's why I said that. I know that Brady is Brady. Brady is Brady.
Yeah.
Hello, Brady. Sing you a song.
How was the song? Did it come through?
Sounds like she's yelling at
Interesting.
Weird. Well, this is good to know before we get started.
It is indeed.
So thank you.
Let's try. Oh, I really hesitant to do that.
Cantare, oh, ballare, oh.
Okay, this is not great. Let's see. I see. Wait, is that talking to your mic?
I'm talking into my mic.
Oh,
what is happening?
Something is not catching on this one. What is going on here?
Don't know.
Hold on.
Really not me, though.
No. Oh, I want that, and I want talk now.
I see the thing moving up and down now.
That's better.
The light is going up and down. Is that a good?
Okay, does that sound better?
Oh, yeah. I wondered.
Okay.
All
right.
Better? Okay.
All right. So like I said,
setting had got turned off.
Yeah, some setting had got turned off, and I apologize. like I said, we're kind of experimenting with 2 mics here. And technically 2 USB mics on the same computer is not a thing, except for I've got some crazy special software to make that happen. So the software there was screwing things up a bit. And it seems to be working now.
Hopefully.
All right. So, hello. We are Sacrilegious Discourse. We are about to get into our latest episode of Ezekiel chapter 16.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our live broadcast of that podcast. So thank you, everybody who has joined us. If anybody who hasn't heard us before, please subscribe, do all the things, and you can visit us at sacrilegiousdiscourse.com for more information about our podcast and various other things that we have.
All the things.
All the things, yes. All right, wife, are you ready?
I really am, but are you really ready?
I really am this time, yes.
Okie dokie.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember what happened last week and where the hell we are today?
Well, the last time we did an episode, we were in Ezekiel chapter 15.
Sure as fuck were.
And in that episode, God was talking about vines.
And their worthlessness. Yeah, it was kind of, I don't know. I wasn't real happy with, I like vines. Vines are fun. Fucking vines.
Yeah, I was thinking about it afterwards. There are some good applications for vines. You could use them to weave, baskets or there's things you could do with them. But God was apparently, according to Ezekiel, comparing vines to, the ability for them to not have any purpose.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. I might have lost my thread of what I was saying there.
They don't make fire good.
Yeah, they don't. Well, no, they said they burn just fine, but you can't. They can't make pigs out of them. You can't, use them to build buildings and stuff like that. So they're worthless. But then God's going to destroy the people just like the vines, and in their worthlessness, and they're going to make them even more worthless. And I thought that was a really shitty way to
because I like
talk
ashes.
About your people that you like and stuff. So.
Ashes are awesome.
Sure. Yeah. So anyway, that was Ezekiel chapter 15.
It was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Ezekiel chapter 16.
All right. Let's do this.
Okie dokie.
Did I do that all right?
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I felt like I missed something that I normally do.
I don't know. Honestly. It was a dumb chapter.
Right.
But I think this will be a cool one.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, if you're joining us, this is the part where we are saving our file for our intro. All right. File. I've seen more vines now that
Now that Vine is
defunct than I ever did when Vine was a thing. So there's apparently all kinds of popular vines that people like to talk about. And I have seen a lot of them. I just didn't know they existed until it was gone. So
one of my millennial friends was gifted a whole bunch of stickers. And then she spread them out and asked, are any of you familiar with what these mean? And apparently all of them were from various vines, and I did not know a single one of them, and I never felt so old, even though I was only 12 years older than most of them.
Mm-hmm.
It made me very sad.
Yeah.
So apparently millennials did the Vine thing.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It was a thing, not one that I was a part of, but
me neither.
It was there.
Yeah, Vine on steroids.
Basically, that is correct. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, wife, you ready to get into this?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
All right, here we are hopping into Ezekiel chapter 16.
Okay.
And this is the longest chapter of Ezekiel.
Fun.
So I wanted to give some notes beforehand.
Okay. All right.
This chapter has been referred to as an Old Testament parable of the prodigal daughter.
Okay.
As it illustrates an ungrateful Jerusalem in contrast to God's enduring love to her. It's also.
I'm sorry. Enduring. That's a fucked up way to describe this, because fuck that shit.
So much.
No.
He does.
No.
Forever.
Not at all.
Yeah. No. This chapter is often linked to Ezekiel 23, which we're not at yet. But that chapter also deals with two daughters symbolizing the kingdoms of Israel and Judah.
Okay. All right. Yep.
And as I said, this is the longest chapter in Ezekiel. And the story deals with Israel's sordid, loathsome character so that God's infinite abhorrence of her sin may be clearly seen. He's going to trash them. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
more so than usual, huh?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Listen to this. It's so bad that according to one rabbi in the Mishnah, the chapter is not to be read nor translated in public.
Wow.
It's dirty.
Wow.
It's dirty AF.
That's exciting.
That's why
I like that.
That's why I think you're probably going to love this chapter. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk now about how much Jerusalem is a dirty whore.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay?
Sounds great.
All right. Now that I've set the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Chapter 16. The word of the Lord came to me.
Did it again? As it does. Yeah.
Son of man.
Yeah. Mere human.
You worm. Confront Jerusalem with her detestable practices and say, this is what the sovereign Lord says to Jerusalem. Your ancestry and birth were in the land of the Canaanites. Your father was an Amorite and your mother a Hittite.
This reminds me of what is this reminds me of the taunting session in Monty Python.
Yes.
Your mother smelled of elderberries or whatever the hell all that.
The OG yo mama joke.
That is hilarious.
Yes. On the day you were born, your cord was not cut, nor were you washed with water to make you clean, nor were you rubbed with salt or wrapped in cloths. No one looked on you with pity or had compassion enough to do any of these things for you. Rather, you were thrown out into the open field, for on the day you were born, you were despised.
So wait a second. God is responsible for all of humanity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying that the day they were born, which he's referring to Jerusalem, right? As a whole, kind of. Yeah. But these are his people. Okay. He's saying that from the day they were born, they were despised.
Yeah.
Like he has complete contempt for this group of people.
Yeah.
Even though they are his chosen people.
Right.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. Basically, what he's saying is that this ancient nation began life as a hated people of mixed blood and mixed culture. And it was like an unwanted baby girl thrown out at birth and left to die.
Jesus. Well, but we've talked about this before too. Like the whole story of Moses and everything, that probably never happened.
Right.
Like they were actually probably just descendants of Canaanites and Amorites and the whole nine yards,
and
right?
Hittites
and this is kind of touching on that actually.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that is what they are. They are descendants of Canaanites and Amorites and the whole nine yards.
Yeah.
So like,
he's like, you nasty fucks.
But who cares?
Right?
Right? Like, I mean, if you want them to be better, teach them to be better. If you're a fucking god, do fucking god shit. You know, like be a god.
So he carries on. He says, then I passed by and saw you kicking about in your blood. And as you lay there in your blood, I said to you, live. I made you grow like a plant of the field. You grew and developed and entered puberty. Your breasts had formed and your hair had grown, yet you were stark naked.
Okay.
Later I passed by, and when I looked at, so he admits that he left her.
Yeah, right.
Left a naked chick on her own.
He wasn't there when they were born. Apparently he's not there later. Like he's not paying much fucking attention, apparently.
He's just walking the earth doing his God thing of ignoring everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Later I passed by, and when I looked at you and I saw that you were old enough for love, I spread the corner of my garment over you and covered your naked body. I gave you my solemn oath and entered into a covenant with you, declares the sovereign Lord, and you became mine. I bathed you with water and washed the blood from you and put ointments on you. I clothed you with an embroidered dress and put sandals of fine leather on you. I dressed you in fine linen and covered you with costly garments.
Okay.
Like, to me, it's like, thank you. I'm not sure I asked for all that shit, but okay.
Right.
Fine,
I mean,
whatever.
I guess he's saying that at some point he tried to take the reins and teach them like I'm giving you the tools to be better or something like that,
I waited
right?
till you were an adult to step in and
guess.
teach you.
Yeah.
But it to me smacks a lot of what the whole Jesus thing is. Like, I died for your sins. Like, dude, cool, I guess, but I didn't ask for all that.
Right.
Like, I'm just over here trying to live.
Yeah.
Like, no need to step in, please, unless it's, for good.
Yeah.
Do some good. Let's see you do good.
Right.
I adorned you with jewelry. I put bracelets on your arms and a necklace around your neck. And I put a ring on your nose, earrings on your ears, and a beautiful crown on your head. So you were adorned with gold and silver, material things.
Yeah. Right.
I decorated you and made you pretty in material things.
Because you weren't perfect the way I made you.
Right.
According to God.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you were an ugly piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I had to make you pretty
you just weren't good enough. So
yeah.
I had to make you better, I guess.
I had to decorate you with fine pieces of material
This isn't
objects.
saying much for God.
Right.
God is, supposed to be able to be this perfect being that can create perfect things. And so the things that he created were, by his own definition, not perfect.
Right. Exactly.
And he's having to, make them better, apparently. And we're supposed to feel grateful for that at some level, I guess.
Thank you for putting jewelry on me so I'm not ugly anymore, I guess.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I didn't feel ugly till you told me I was.
Yeah.
Your clothes were of fine linen and costly fabric and embroidered cloth. Your food was honey, olive oil, and the finest flour. You became very beautiful and rose to be a queen. I became very beautiful after you decorated me.
Yeah.
Yes,
right.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And your fame spread among the nations on account of your beauty, because the splendor I had given you made your beauty perfect, declares the sovereign Lord. Yeah,
okay.
You were ugly, but then I came along and put a crown on your head. I made you pretty. Fuck you, you arrogant fuck. But you trusted in your beauty and used your fame to become a prostitute.
Oh.
You
okay.
lavished your favors on anyone who passed by, and your beauty became his.
I mean, this is him talking about them worshiping other idols and other gods and yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
But again, I'm going to go back to the things that we've constantly talked about, and that's that there is no point at which he sends a reliable witness to himself, right? He refuses to speak up on his own behalf.
Right.
He refuses to teach anyone how to operate himself. He instead sends unreliable people to teach these things for him and hope that other people take these messages in and accept them.
Moreover, on a very esoteric level, he's slut shaming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sorry, I can worship who I want. That's free will. I can fuck whom I please. That's free will.
Yeah. And yeah, if you aren't as powerful and as great as you say you are, then there's no reason for us to worship you in the first place. If you are that great, then we would know to worship you, I would think.
And if I want to fuck other people, I can fuck other people.
Definitely.
You're not the boss
no matter
of
how
me.
fucking great you are.
Yeah. You took some of your garments to make gaudy high places where you carried on your prostitution. You went to him and he possessed your beauty. Let me rephrase that for you, God. I fucked and nobody possessed me.
Right.
Because I'm a free agent and I can do what I want and nobody owns me.
Right.
I'm no one's possession.
Yeah.
You also took the fine jewelry I gave you, which apparently came with strings attached, because you're going to complain, I see, after this comma about what I did with them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, did you give them or did you loan them?
Right.
The jewelry made of my gold and silver. Why does God have gold and silver?
I don't
Why does
know.
God need gold and silver?
I really don't. I don't know.
This
I
is annoying.
feel like he's complained about having gold and silver as things in the past. So maybe I'm wrong, but I'm sure we could find a place where he wanted people to get rid of their gold and silver because it's supposed to be just about him. So it's funny that they are things that he is pushing out there as adornments that are good for his people.
Right.
Which is kind of funny.
Right. You made for yourself male idols and engaged in prostitution with them.
Okay.
It almost sounds like he's talking about using the gold and silver to make sex toys. Look, sometimes women just need batteries. That's all I'm saying.
There you, yeah, right.
And you took your embroidered clothes to put on them, and you offered my oil and incense before them. Why is everything yours?
Yeah, I don't know.
Selfish.
Right?
Also, the food I provided for you, the flour, olive oil, and honey I gave you to eat, you offered as fragrant incense before them.
But again, you didn't really make it clear what you were and who you were to these people, and they were just worshiping whoever felt like was going to help them out. So,
well, not only that, but I think it's really silly to say that you gave them the shit that grew in the land.
Right.
Like, it grew in the land is why they went there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Moreover, they were probably responsible for making those things themselves grow more abundantly too. So, I mean, I feel like that would be kind of a cut on their ability to help themselves,
Mm-hmm. This is what happened, declares the sovereign Lord. And I took your sons and daughters whom you bore to me and sacrificed them as food to the idols. Was your prostitution not enough? You slaughtered my children and sacrificed them to the idols. And I mean, don't do child sacrifice.
Right. No, yeah. That's the one thing that we have agreed on that was horrible.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't horrible because it was another religion. It was horrible regardless who was doing it.
Right.
And I don't care what religion you are. Don't sacrifice your children.
Yes. Yeah. I think that we can all agree on that, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I know that there are certain sects of Christian who like to think that atheists eat babies.
Right.
I'm here to tell you, y'all were eating the babies way more than I ever was. We don't eat babies.
No, we don't.
Okay.
I mean,
your own God is telling you that y'all ate babies. Stop it.
Right.
Yeah. I never did any of that. So, okay, I win. In all your detestable practices and your prostitution, you did not remember the days of your youth when you were naked and bare, kicking about in your blood. Woe to you, declares the sovereign Lord. In addition to all your other wickedness, you built a mound for yourself and made a lofty shrine in every public square. I thought that said pubic square at first. At every street corner, you built your lofty shrines and degraded your beauty, spreading your legs with increasing promiscuity to anyone who passed by.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, stop spreading your legs and promiscuity.
Right.
Don't do the sex with other people. No. Only with me.
Right.
Like, gross. You engaged in prostitution with the Egyptians, your neighbors with large genitals, and aroused my anger with your increasing promiscuity.
What? The enlarged genitals. That's yeah.
I mean, is that? I'm not sure what to say about that.
So their neighbors had large genitals,
big
apparently.
Dicks.
Yeah.
And God's like, don't go fuck people with big dicks.
Right.
And I'm like,
but it was just this book, Ezekiel, where God was flashing his dick to Ezekiel like multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I feel like he's kind of, in on the whole, dick thing.
Nothing gives like little dick energy, like talking about how other people have big dicks.
Yeah, maybe God's insecure.
Right?
That must be what it is.
I mean, he's specifically calling out Egyptians as having large genitals.
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's in the Bible, and that's weird.
It feels similar to people today, like other cultures, they'll say that they have big dicks. Sometimes,
right.
And it feels like it's somehow a cut on those other cultures.
They somehow mean it as an insult at the same time that it's recognizing an actually positive trait, question mark.
Right.
But I'm like...
But it's somehow meant as an insult in some degree.
It's supposed to mean like... If you guys are known for having big dicks, then you're probably closer to animals than humans, I think is what it's supposed to be.
Right. And or the sexual promiscuousness of that,
right,
something along those lines is what it's boiling down to, I think.
And I'm like, No,
Right.
they're the same as us. People, regardless of the size of their dick, get driver's licenses
Yes.
and, can vote and,
Correct.
tie their shoelaces.
Right.
So I don't know what you're trying to say there, but it's weird.
It is weird.
Let's just not talk about people's dicks, maybe.
That would be ideal, I think.
Like, I know that I talk about people's dicks on this podcast. I do.
I mean, but to be fair, the Bible kind of brings it up a lot.
Right? Like, that's what I'm getting
There's a lot of dick in the Bible.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it is everywhere. Fucking dick is everywhere.
And now, specifically,
yeah,
they're talking about
large dicks.
The Egyptians, they got those big dicks, and you went and fucked them. Like, yeah, I did.
Right, yeah.
If I was Israel, that would be my response. Sure. Yeah, I did.
Right.
Goddamn right I did.
Yeah.
So I stretched out my hand against you, me, God, and reduced your territory. I gave you over to the greed of your enemies and the daughters of the Philistines who were shocked by your lewd conduct. Were they?
Okay, I guess. I mean, that's what he's saying. So I guess they were shocked. I don't know.
I don't think they were shocked.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
You engaged in prostitution. Sorry, I have the hiccups. I just thought I'd put that out. You engaged in prostitution with the Assyrians too, because you were insatiable.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
She's a lusty prostitute.
Right?
Yum, yum. And even after that, you still were not satisfied. Literally, you just called her insatiable.
Yeah.
Why would she be satisfied if she was insatiable?
Right.
I mean,
and again, I'm just going to point this back out, but God created these people.
Mm-hmm.
These are God's people.
Yeah.
And he is angry at them for being who they are, apparently.
Right?
So
he's I hate it when my kids are lusty whores. Ugh.
Well, and that's part of what makes me so angry is that he is railing against, quote unquote, his own people, right? These are his chosen people, and he goes and yells at them all the time for being the people that they are.
Right.
And he doesn't do anything except for send really, really shitty messengers to tell them otherwise, according to the Bible, and they're supposed to change based on what these idiots are telling them, even though there's a lot of other idiots telling them different things.
Right.
Like it makes no fucking sense.
No. And anyway, you don't tell somebody that you love them by telling them how much you hate them.
Right.
Gross.
Yeah.
Then you increased your promiscuity to include Babylonia, a land of merchants. But even with this, you were not satisfied. Israel was quite the lusty whore.
I guess. Well, part of the reason that they ended up in Babylon and Assyria and Egypt, for that matter, in large part, was because God drove them away.
Right.
According to God, according to the Bible, according to the canon, like that's why they ended up there. And a lot of the practices that are now part of Christianity came from those other cultures because, according to the Bible, God drove them there.
Right.
It's crazy. I mean, the whole thing's nuts. Like, we believe things like not you and I,
right,
but Christians and Judaism believes things that are part of other cultures because, and again, according to the Bible, God drove them there and made them part of those cultures.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
All backwards. It's so backwards.
Right?
I am filled with fury against you, declares the sovereign Lord, when you do all these things, acting like a brazen prostitute. I mean, I say better a brazen prostitute than a sneaky one.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
When you built your mounds at every street corner and made your lofty shrines in every public square, you were unlike a prostitute because you scorned payment. So even as a prostitute, you weren't a prostitute because you fucked for free.
Yeah, like that.
That's even nastier.
So you can't really call them a prostitute.
But that's even worse, he's saying. You didn't, not only were you a prostitute, but you weren't a prostitute because you wouldn't even take payment. You were fucking everybody for free, you nasty hoe. That's what he's saying.
I mean, this is just, this is like slut shaming. Yeah. This is horrible.
You adulterous wife. You prefer strangers to your own husband.
It would, so again, we're talking about God here, right? So we're talking about someone who has not proven that they exist to any of these people.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to cheat on a quote unquote husband,
right,
that is not present.
I'm sorry. Basically, it's like Israel married a truck driver who didn't just go on the road for like a year, but left for literal centuries.
Yeah.
And so then came home and was like, what's going on? You didn't wait? And they're like, I thought you were dead, asshole.
Right.
You didn't send a postcard. You didn't call. Nothing.
Yeah.
You were gone.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Right.
Yeah, I fucked. I was looking for some other, dude.
I mean, technically, with the amount of time that God is gone, you could, I think, legally have him pronounced dead.
Right.
In any society that actually has some form of,
sounds
reasonable law based on how long you wait on somebody.
It sounds like that's what Israel did.
Right.
They declared him dead because he was missing.
As well they should have.
Right?
Yeah.
So they were no longer married to you and were free to fuck.
Exactly.
Whomever they so pleased.
That's how I see it.
And you coming home and ranting and raving and calling them names doesn't really make your case look good.
No, it does not.
All prostitutes receive gifts, but you give gifts to all your lovers, bribing them to come to you from everywhere for your illicit favors.
I just see them as generous.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're making it to where it's like, how dare you fuck? How dare you not charge for fucking? How dare you fuck and give gifts?
Right. Yeah.
Like, what? I can make butter for somebody and I can fuck them.
Yeah, sure. Right.
Get away.
Yeah.
So in your prostitution, you are the opposite of others. No one runs after you for your favors. You are the very opposite. For you give payment and none is given to you.
Okay.
So I'm like, please fuck me, please. So you mean, wait, so I'm the man hiring a prostitute is what I'm hearing? So it's okay for men to hire prostitutes, but not for women to hire prostitutes.
That tracks with a lot of the things in the Bible.
Because that's what I'm hearing.
Right, yeah.
She was like, I need sex. Somebody come fuck me.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And paying for sex.
Yeah, yeah.
So that would make the other countries the prostitutes, and that would make Israel the customer.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
So, I mean,
I guess. Sure. I mean, this whole exercise is of discussing it this way.
Play the game.
No, I know, but it's absolutely absurd.
Because you notice he's calling Israel a woman, right?
Right.
If he was calling Israel a man, then the man would be praised for all the sex that he got.
That is true.
Right?
That is actually true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would be like, damn, and you got it for free? Fuck yeah, you're winning.
Right.
But no, he's on purpose calling her a woman and is like, you are having other people.
Because misogyny in the Bible. Yeah. And it's, just ever present as part of the narrative.
See, that's why I'm playing the game, because it's a bad fucking analogy.
Right.
No,
it really is. It really is.
Therefore, you prostitute, hear the word of the Lord. He's like, you fucking whore, listen to me, you bitch.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
That always makes me want to sit up and listen.
Yeah, no.
Like, that instantly makes my eyebrows shoot all the way up to the top of my head and be like, excuse you?
Right. Yeah.
You called me what?
Yeah.
I'm not listening to a goddamn thing you have to say.
Yeah.
This is what the sovereign Lord says. Because you poured out your lust and exposed your naked body in your promiscuity with your lovers, and because of all your detestable idols, and because you gave them your children's blood, therefore, I am going to gather all your lovers with whom you found pleasure, those you loved as well as those you hated.
Okay.
You're going to give me the people I hated?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Where's he going with this?
I will gather them against you from all around and will strip you in front of them, and they will see you stark naked.
Okay, so this is a reference back to like him destroying Jerusalem, right?
Yeah.
So like essentially we're going back to that
Mm-hmm.
where he's going to lay them bare in front of all the neighbors because
And they're gonna
he's
make
trying
fun
to
of-
punish them and
Yeah.
show them as an example of what not to do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just this is a different way of saying the exact same thing we've been saying
Right.
throughout this whole book thus far, is that Jerusalem's fucked. God's going to send people to kill them. It's going to make them look horrible in front of their neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to exile them forever and ever and ever. Amen. Whatever the
Except
fuck ever.
now we're slut shaming and
Right.
making fun of women's bodies and stuff.
Yeah, because why not? Let's just throw in an extra layer of shittiness on top of the shittiness that we already have.
Exactly.
Like, let's just make sure that we disparage women to the nth degree, because why not? We can. It's the Bible. That's what we do here, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you're going to strip me down and shame me in front of people.
Yeah.
Like, the only one that should be ashamed is the person that's stripping me.
Right.
Regardless of what I've done, I don't deserve to be stripped down.
Well,
fuck you.
And that's, I think, the biggest argument that I have about this whole religious idea that is God and the Old Testament thus far is that God needs some fucking therapy. Like, God is not correct. God is obviously a human male in the, the year whatever, thousands of years ago, writing this bullshit because they have no concept of what it means to actually be an equitable human who treats people with compassion and empathy, and like, it's none of that is there because they don't have the capacity for it at that point in time.
So of course the God that they create is going to reflect that.
Right.
And that wouldn't be problematic because sure, they all did that back then, right? The problem is that no, but we still are having some people believe that way to this day and enact laws around it.
And that's why we are here railing against this, because these ideas are still in that same fucking book.
Right.
And they're still being used to destroy people today. They're still being used to enact judgment on other human beings today. And these are ideas that are so far removed from what should be in a progressive society that they don't even hardly deserve comment, except that they still exist.
In the year 2024, we should 100% across the board be reading this and laughing at it, at its quaintness, at its oldness, at its ridiculosity.
Right.
And instead, you and I are reading it and making fun of it and laughing at it, and other people are just looking at us like we're the dum-dums and telling us you just don't get it and your heart's not open, and God has a plan and it's justified because ... and that's the fucking problem.
Right.
Because
that is exactly the problem.
We should all be looking at this with the ridiculousness that it deserves.
Right. Read it for what it is. It is exactly
stupid.
What it is.
It's fucking stupid and childish and backwards and sexist and racist.
Right. And we wonder where this stuff stems from in our society, and it's right there in front of us.
Yep. I will sentence you to the punishment of women who commit adultery and who shed blood. Oh, no, not period women.
Not that. Yeah.
Oh.
It's rough.
I will bring on you the blood vengeance of my wrath and jealous anger.
The blood vengeance.
What's the blood vengeance?
I don't know, but it sounds bad.
It doesn't sound good.
Not that anything he says is good, but okay. Blood vengeance.
You're going to draw blood, or are we talking about like? I don't know.
It sounds like some sort of magical rite or something.
I don't know, because when he said shed blood, I instantly was thinking menstruation, but then he was like blood vengeance, and I'm like, hold on, are we talking about period cycles, or are we talking about like war with swords?
Well, there's a lot of symbolism in this chapter, so I'm sure there's a little bit more to it than that, but
All right. I will bring on you the blood vengeance of my wrath and jealous anger. Then I will deliver you into the hands of your lovers, and they will tear down your mounds and destroy your lofty shrines. They will strip you of your clothes and take your fine jewelry and leave you stark naked. Wait, God, I thought you already stripped me naked. They will bring a mob against you who will stone you and hack you to pieces with their swords.
Jesus Christ.
That sounds fun. Thank you, Lord. I love you.
Look, I know they're going to get taken over and conquered, but like hack you to pieces.
Right.
Those were like literally the words hack you to pieces is in the fucking Bible.
Right.
That is
talking to his own people,
right.
Allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
That's not what the fuck.
I praise you like I should. You are awesome. They will burn down your houses and inflict punishment on you in the sight of many women. I will put a stop to your prostitution, and you will no longer pay your lovers. Again, it wasn't my prostitution. I was the customer.
Right, yeah.
They were the prostitute.
Exactly.
Then my wrath against you will subside, and my jealous anger will turn away from you. I will be calm and no longer angry.
No, wow. Just has to hack you to pieces first and embarrass the fuck out of you and kill you a lot.
I
And
just have to strip you and make you do the naked booby dance in front of everybody.
yeah, so
And then I'll love you again.
right.
Because you did not remember the days of your youth, but enraged me with all these things, I will surely bring down on your head what you have done, declares the sovereign Lord. Did you not add lewdness to all your other detestable practices? I mean, honestly, the only thing that I have problems with here is the child sacrifice.
Right. Yeah. The rest of it is your choice, man. You know, like
whatever.
when you I mean, like most of what we rail against that the Bible inspires people of today to do is things that inflict their ideas on other human beings, right?
Harming others.
And thus, like much of what we care about that the Israelites did that was bad, that God views as bad, are things that they inflicted on other people, which was generally child sacrifice, right? That was that, and when they warred against other factions, those were the only times we really had issue with the Israelites themselves,
right?
So, yes, when that it just like I can't stand it. So it is what it is. So I don't know where I was going. I lost my complete train of thought there.
I know. I'm like looking at you and you're so irate that you're like covering your eyes and you lost all your words.
Yeah.
You're like, everything sucks. I mean, basically, everyone who quotes Proverbs will quote this proverb about you, like mother, like daughter. Ugh. Whatever.
Okay.
You are a true daughter of your mother who despised her husband and her children. And you are a true sister of your sisters who despised their husbands and their children. Your mother was a Hittite and your father an Amorite.
And small of all the berries.
Your older sister was Samaria, who lived to the north of you with her daughters. And your younger sister, who lived to the south of you with her daughters, was Sodom. You not only followed their ways and copied their detestable practices, but in all your ways, you soon became more depraved than they.
Okay.
You were worse than all them people that you're related to that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Somehow.
These things just keep it's so funny to me. Not funny, but it's crazy how we talk about how bad they are. And then he's just like, and all I got to do is just kill you and embarrass you. And then you're going to be back to normal again.
Yep.
Like it's such an easy fix in his mind. He's just got to kill and embarrass you.
Yeah.
You know, kill you real bad, but
Yeah. But not before I embarrass you.
Right.
I'm going to embarrass you, strip you first, embarrass you.
Yeah.
And then kill you.
Right.
Except for a couple of you. I got to keep a couple of you around to keep making fun of.
Right. Yeah.
As surely as I live, declares the sovereign Lord, your sister Sodom and her daughters never did what you and your daughters have done. Now this was the sin of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters were arrogant, overfed, and unconcerned. They did not help the poor and needy. They were haughty and did detestable things before me. Therefore I did away with them, as you have seen. Samaria did not commit half the sins you did. You have done more detestable things than they, and have made your sisters seem righteous by all these things you have done. Damn.
Wow.
He's like, I hate you. I hate you.
Yeah,
I hate
you guys
you
are
so hard.
like you guys are worse than the worst, apparently.
You're awful. You're the worst. I hate you.
Right.
Bear your disgrace, for you have furnished some justification for your sisters. Because your sins were more vile than theirs, they appear more righteous than you. What is a suck contest?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like, you suck more than they did, and they sucked.
Right.
Like, are there degrees of like how much you hate us? I guess.
I guess. Yeah. I don't really know. Like, I get it. Right. Like God is constantly going off about how much he hates the Israelites. Like that's like the one constant in the Old Testament. And it seems like every time we get into some new book, there's like a one-upping of how much he hates them this time versus the other time, right?
Right.
And it just feels like this is one of those things where he's like, well, we got to make them look this much worse because we've already covered some pretty bad shit already. So let's make them that much worse.
Well, and that's how they did their communicating, their comparisons back then. They literally did, in order to make something seem big, they couldn't just be big, they had to be giants.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
So then be ashamed and bear your disgrace, for you have made your sisters appear righteous. However, I will restore the fortunes of Sodom and her daughters, and of Samaria and her daughters, and your fortunes along with them, so that you may bear your disgrace and be ashamed of all you have done in giving them comfort. Whee! And your sisters Sodom with her daughters, and Samaria with her daughters, will return to what they were before, and you and your daughters will return to what you were before. You would not even mention your sister Sodom in the day of your pride, before your wickedness was uncovered. Even so, you are now scorned by the daughters of Edom, and all her neighbors, and the daughters of the Philistines, all those around you who despise you. I'm so back and forth on this. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You suck. I hate you, but I'll save you. But you still suck, and you suck worse than them.
But also, you were prostituting to them or something. I don't.
Right?
You know.
Like, what?
But they also hate you. But you were giving them free sex and what?
Yeah.
Like what? This is just all over the fucking place.
Can you just stop going off for a minute? Can you just talk?
Yeah.
Just talk.
Right.
You will bear the consequences of your lewdness and your detestable practices, declares the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says. I will deal with you as you deserve, because you have despised my oath by breaking the covenant.
The covenant.
The covenant that was made with their grandfathers.
Yeah, right.
And great-grandfathers.
Yeah. That he hasn't really, also that he hasn't really specifically laid out to them.
Right.
Which even in one of the previous chapters in Ezekiel, he was like, I'm going to tell them all these things after, like, to make them better after they get destroyed.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them these things so that they're good people again.
Right.
And like, why didn't you do that before? Why didn't you come to them before? You've had,
right,
thousands and thousands of years to discuss who you are or what you want as a God to these people that are your people. Why haven't you done that?
This gets into parenting.
Yeah.
Like,
no, definitely.
Like, do you just always tell your kid everything that they're doing wrong and how much you hate them? Obviously not. If you do, you're a shitty parent. And you should probably stop listening right now and get yourself into some good family therapy.
Yeah.
Because you suck.
Right.
If you're not happy with the choices your child is making, you bear some of, while they're minors particularly, you bear some of the responsibility for the choices that they're making and why they're making them. And you should start talking to them and telling them your expectations.
Communication is key.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't just wait until they're like 18 and then be like, now that you're 18, I decided I'm going to tell you all the ways that you suck, and I'm going to embarrass you, and I'm going to cut you off, and I'm going to, tell you how much you suck and blah, 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 blah. Oh, but someday there's an inheritance for you, but don't talk to me between now and then. Bye. Like, what is happening right now?
Right.
That's what I feel like this God is doing.
Yeah.
He waited till they turned 18 and then just started screaming at them.
Yeah.
After being an absentee father.
Absolutely true. Yeah.
It's bullshit.
I agree.
Yet I will remember the covenant I made with you in the days of your youth, and I will establish an everlasting covenant with you. Okay.
Oh, again.
Right.
Okay.
All your covenants seem to come to nothing, really.
Right. Yeah.
Then you will remember your ways and be ashamed when you receive your sisters, both those who are older than you and those who are younger. I will give them to you as daughters, but not on the basis of my covenant with you. So I will establish my covenant with you, and you will know
that my name is the motherfucking Lord.
That I am the motherfucking Lord.
Right, yeah.
Then, when I make atonement for you for all you've done, you will remember and be ashamed and never again open your mouth because of your humiliation, declares the sovereign Lord. The end.
So you're going to be silent the rest of your life because you were humiliated? And you're going to be just wonderful people because you recognized your humiliation because God showed it to you because he destroyed you. And oh, wait, he also hacked you to pieces.
Right.
Yeah. Good stuff.
If they're going to be full of regret, they're going to be full of regret that their God is so cruel, not at the things that they've done.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I don't really know how to feel about this chapter other than I don't like it. it's very like so like it's heavy on the symbolism, right?
Yeah.
And obviously it's talking about the exact same things that we've been talking about up to this point.
Mhm.
God's going to destroy the fuck out of them, going to spread them to different cultures and whatever, and people are going to laugh at them. They're all going to laugh at you.
They're all going to laugh at me. They're all going to laugh at me.
And
that's an Adam Sandler reference.
right. No, yeah, for sure.
Just for those who don't know.
Yeah. And of course we have to bring misogyny into the mix because why not? We have to make women look like they're pieces of shit because that's how we describe bad things as in you damn women. You damn women.
Right.
You know, like you could almost rename the Bible, you damn women.
Right.
You know? So I don't know. It's I was happier with the multiple eyeballs on the wheels.
Can we go back to your
we
weird
want more
visions?
eyeballs on wheels.
Right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do we got anything else to go over today, or was that the gist of it?
That was not just the gist of it. That was the
whole fucking
entirety
thing?
of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was Ezekiel chapter 16.
Sure as fuck was.
And we will be back tomorrow on our live Discord, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Yes. With...
Chapter 17 of Easy Kyle.
That's right. We'll see you guys then.
Bye.
All right. Apparently, I was noticing some chat saying that we're echoey, maybe.
Oh.
Are we echoey, guys? We're trying the 2 mic thing, so I might need to... Did it sound bad, or what was going on there? Fern likes the echo.
And Helen says, yes, it's bad.
Right. All right. I think I've got some deflectors that I'll put up here for the next time. And
I think probably your mic was picking up my...
Actually, hang tight. Hey, keep them entertained for a second. I want to check something real quick.
I don't fucking tap dance. He's making me tap dance, y'all. It sounded cool at certain points. Womp, womp, womp. Deflectors like the cat in between. Yes, we're going to put the cat in between. Oh, Dylan says we weren't echoing at first. It wasn't until about halfway through. Yeah. I didn't do anything. That's all I know. I like it when it's not my fault, y'all. Because a lot of times things are my fault. So it's always good when it's nothing to do with me.
Well, we will try to fix that by the next time. So we didn't have a soundproof screen. Well, that's what I was looking for, actually, trying to get the soundproof screens that I do have somewhere in this house.
Oh, those.
Yeah. I need to find those.
That could be a mess.
That could be a mess.
I don't
know where they are.
I don't know where they are.
I've done a lot of cleaning since. Oh, you know what? I bet they're out in the garage.
Could be.
I probably moved them out there to get them out of my way.
I never saw them, so.
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing them since we moved into this house.
I got them at this house.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Wow. What is time? Haven't I said that before?
Yes. All right. Well, on that note, I think we are going to hop on out of here. We've got all the things to do to get all this stuff finished up. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you coming out and making the effort to be here. That was awesome. And, of course, we will be back here tomorrow. I think everybody here is on Discord. So we'll see you tomorrow on Discord. And then, yeah.
Oh, and we just put up the Patreon episode. So if you guys are on Patreon, give that a listen and let us know what you think.
Brady says, see you this Tuesday. Love it. I love it.
That's Kent. Or something.
Right, yeah.
This Tuesday. No, Kit.
Sure. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye.